Alternative sludge disposal techniques. The ultimate disposition of biosolids or residues falls under the category of landfilling, dedicated land disposal, and utilization. Landfilling. When there is an acceptable, convenient site, the landfill is typically selected for ultimate disposal of biosolids, grit, screenings, and other solids. Landfilling of biosolids in a sanitary landfill with the municipal solid waste is regulated by the United States of Environmental Protection Agency under the 40 CFR 258. The watering and stabilization is required before the landfilling. If methane recovery is practiced at the landfill site, the addition of biosolids may be welcome as it will increase the gas production. Next is the dedicated land disposal. Application of heavy sludge loadings to some finite land area that has limited public access and has been set aside or dedicated for all time to the disposal of the wastewater sludge. The dedicated land disposal does not mean in-place utilization. Tapos walang crops na mabubuhay dito. And typically, it receives liquid sludges. When application of the watered sludges is possible, but it is not really that common. Tapos, the disposal ng the watered sludge in landfill is generally more cost-effective. Tapos, isa sa pinaka common na site for land disposal is a location where surface mining has taken place. The biosolids improve the recovery of the land by providing the organic matter and nutrients for plant growth. Utilization. Yung wastewater solids ay beneficial siya sometimes in ways other than as a soil nutrient siya. Composting and co-firing with municipal solid waste are two that receive increasing amounts of interest in the last few years. The recovery of lime and the use of the sludge to form activated carbon have also been in practice to a lesser extent. Land application of biosolids. Ito ang isa sa mga methods for the disposal of biosolids or the wastewater sludge is yung land application. This land application is defined as the spreading of biosolids on or just below the soil surface. The application to land agricultural purpose ay nakakatulong dahil yung organic matter na present sa biosolid or waste water improves the soil structure, soil aggregation, water holding capacity, water infiltration, and soil aeration that serves as a partial replacement for the chemical fertilizers. For this disposal, qualifications must meet the pollutant ceiling concentrations, Class B requirements for pathogens, vector attraction requirement. Next is the site selection. It is the critical step in land application of biosolids because it needs to identify a suitable site for the disposal. The factors to be considered is the topography for erosion potential, the soil characteristics, depth to the groundwater, accessibility, proximity to critical areas such as the domestic water supply, property boundaries, public access, and haul distance. When planning kung saan dapat yung site, in the selection process, all the stakeholders must be involved. Design loading rates. Nitrogen and heavy metal concentrations in the sludge are two of the major concerns in determining the sludge loading rate. The nitrogen limit is typically determined on the annual basis, tapos yung sa heavy metal loadings are based on the long-term averages. And also, extensive soil testing and analysis by a soil scientist is essential in determining an appropriate loading rate. Application methods. The application methods are broadly classified as liquid application and dewatered biosolids application. Itong liquid biosolids application is attractive because of its simplicity. The watering process are not required and the solid concentration is only 1% to 2%. The application method may be by vehicular application or by irrigation. This vehicular application may be either na surface distribution siya or subsurface distribution. And also, special vehicles are used. They have wheels to minimize compaction and to improve the mobility. For surface distribution, rear-mounted spray manifolds, nozzles, or guns are used. For subsurface injection, two alternatives are commonly used: the injection shunts, which force the liquid into the ground directly, and plows or discs with manifolds that immediately incorporated by covering spawns after injection. Injection below the surface can minimize the odor, it reduces the vector attraction, it minimizes ammonia loss, and also eliminates surface runoffs and minimizes visibility. Irrigation may be by sprinkling or furrow irrigations. This is for locations isolated from public view and access, but the disadvantages of this type of irrigation, uh, it needs high power cost for disadvantages are high power cost for the pumps, contact for all parts of the crop with the biosolids, potential odors, vector attraction, and high visibility to the public. And also, the application of the dewatered solids is parehas lang siya sa pag-apply ng semi-solid animal manure, which is mabaho talaga siya at di ito pwede na malapit sa public kay reklamo ng mga tao ang aabutin if this kind of method will be used because of its odor na baho jud siya. Sludge disposal regulations. Environmental Protection Agency promulgated risk-based regulations that govern the use or disposal of sewage sludge. The regulation apply to sewage sludge generated from the treatment of domestic sewage that is land applied, placed on surface disposal site, or incinerated in an incinerator that accepts only sewage sludge. Heavy metals must meet the ceiling concentration limits and pollution concentration limits. There are two levels of quality for pathogen densities that are defined in the regulations. The Class A, the fecal or coliform density less than 1,000 most probable number or MPN per gram of total solids. The Class A treatment includes treating the sludge for a specified time and temperature combination, heat-enhanced alkaline stabilization, and also treatment process to further reduce pathogens. For Class B, less than 2 million fecal coliforms per gram of sludge. The Class B treatment in a process to significantly reduce pathogens includes aerobic digestion, air drying, anaerobic digestion, composting, and lime stabilization. Vectors are insects or animals that transmit disease. The organic nature of sludge is often attracts vectors after sludge is applied. Under the regulations, some alternatives should be applied to reduce the vector attraction. So, the volatile solid must be reduced by 38%, the standard oxygen uptake rate of less than 1.5 milligrams of oxygen per gram of dry solids, and also sludge drying.